Assalamu alaikum HT family. Today we are halalifying Saudi Airlines business class menu. Let's halalify. Bismillah. So this menu is from our trip back from Hajj, where we depart from Jeddah and arrive in JFK, New York. At the end of all this HT family, I'll give you all my final thoughts about Saudi Airlines in general and how much we paid, because I know a lot of people may be wondering about that. Let's dive in and check out their menu. So the structure of their meal plan is dine on demand. Any dish, anytime. Theoretically, even though it's 6 a.m. at the time of our departure, you can ask for a dinner meal. And you can ask for the same meal multiple times. But because it's breakfast time, we are going to start off with their breakfast menu that's broken down to Arabic, Mediterranean, or healthy category. But you can mix and match, and that is what we ended up doing. I got the Greek yogurt and almond granola to start, which used very fresh fruit and full fat yogurt, which was excellent. However, they have this rice puff type of topping mixed with granola. To me, these rice puffs always tasted stale regardless of how fresh they are. And I know other people who may get what I mean. So just a heads up. But alhamdulillah, I completed all of it and really enjoyed it. This dish came with a side of croissant, super rich butter to spread on it, some really good quality jam, and more fresh fruit. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen for such blessings. Now that was just the appetizer. For the main meal of breakfast, we got their eggs that are freshly prepared on board. We got it scrambled with roasted cherry tomatoes and a potato spring onion cake. This beautifully presented dish was alhamdulillah, which included a side of sauteed spinach. But I would probably have gone the pan-fried version, to be honest, or even the egg dish my mom ended up picking. My mom ended up starting off with a lemon, tomato, cucumber, and olive. To her, very sour and tart, just so you guys know. But for the main part, she got the spinach and Alla Frittata with roasted potatoes and cherry tomato concasse. I don't know how to pronounce that. But anyways, it looks excellent. And she really enjoyed it. After a small nap, I wanted to check out their light dining menu and got the chicken Caesar salad with aged Parmesan. This was absolutely the best Caesar salad I've ever had. Fresh lettuce, Parmesan that was just sharp enough. And on top of that chicken breast was as juicy as it gets. And it complemented that salad perfectly well. SubhanAllah. Blessings upon blessings. That Parmesan was also perfectly sharp as well. If this was an option on future business trips, this is an absolute must try. Now, just a few hours before landing, I thought I would get started with their lunch menu. So we started with getting a couple of their appetizers, where we got their onion soup. This was a very delicately flavored onion-based soup with cooked onions, and enjoyed it more with their butter bread. Now, I did enjoy the soup we had on the way to Jeddah from New York, much more as it was cream-based. This was a creamy pumpkin squash soup, I believe, with a cheesy crouton. Absolutely fantastic. Definitely something to get if this was an option for you. Next appetizer we got was the marinated prawn, better known as shrimp here in the States, with cocktail sauce, asparagus, and a papaya salad. Never had a papaya salad. I don't think I've ever had papaya. This was another super delightful dish. Tender shrimp with a creamy cocktail sauce that was excellent. And I was pleasantly surprised with the papaya salad. It reminded me a lot of chaat, which I loved, and really enjoyed it. Alhamdulillah. Next up is their main menu. So many options, alhamdulillah. But we ended up getting their roasted ras al hanout chicken. I don't know what that means. With couscous and eggplant, and we chose the broccoli scented with turmeric coriander side dish. This was a simple but very enjoyable dish. Simple seasoning of the chicken, but very tender and juicy. And when you eat it with the couscous and the sauce on the side, it was very enjoyable and would definitely get it again in the future. Now, for my favorite part, dessert. We chose the warm saffron pudding and saffron creamy sauce, which was so yummy, alhamdulillah. Basically, this was a very decadent vanilla cupcake, flipped upside down, super moist, perfect, topped off with a vanilla flavored sauce. Nothing too fancy looking, but it definitely worked for me and really enjoyed it, alhamdulillah. So HT family, I did do a live review in the airplane, but there was so much background noise. I didn't have my audio with me, my fancy audio equipment, although it's not that fancy. So I had to do a voiceover. But I did make dua for the Ummah 1,000 feet in the air, and I will place that here in a bit. But before that, some of my final thoughts. How much did I pay for this flight? Some may wonder. Well, just to keep things in perspective, here is the cost of an economy class ticket 2 days before departure. Yes, it was $10,000. This is for an economy class. And now, unfortunately, a lot of people did find out about going to Hajj just a day or two before going. So that being said, there were cheaper tickets, of course, with other flights like Emirates, Turkish, Jordanian, but these weren't direct flights. They could be very long, they had too long or too short of a layover, etc. Now, for the food itself, I would not pay the following amount of money, but it was mainly for comfort. Me and my mother, we went to Hajj together. I wanted to stay by her side the entire time. I wanted to be comfortable. I want to make sure she stays comfortable. And we want to also come back comfortable as much as possible. And alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, I was capable of that financially without issues. We took full advantage of the seats that lie flat and we were able to sleep comfortably, alhamdulillah. Service was excellent. Bathrooms were always clean, still small, no special bathrooms for business class, but clean. So if you're young, traveling alone, probably not worth it. But if you're going with your parents or want to treat your spouse to an extra nice trip, and easily affordable, it might be worth it. Not every time. An added bonus to Saudi Airlines, which I felt is very nice, is it's a dry airline. Now, I think this is a stupid term, but this is what people refer to an airline without alcohol. They don't serve alcohol, they don't serve wine. So for me, this brings added comfort for obvious reasons to any Muslim. So, how much did I purchase this ticket? I ended up paying a little over $6,000 for this round-trip ticket for business class. At the time I purchased this ticket, the economy did cost $2,200. And I bought this ticket before Mutawaf existed, while there were still travel agents that barely existed. A little bit more expensive than if you got this ticket during the low season. Probably the cheapest you can get this is probably around $4,500, maybe like in October, November. You can get that around that time. So if you really want to still go business but save as much money, that's something to consider. Anyways, for me personally, I felt it was worth it. If economy cost $2,200 and business cost $6,000, I was like, Bismillah. I saved for a long time for this. I saved for a long time for this moment, and alhamdulillah, I was financially capable to do that. May Allah continue to give barakah in my wealth and keep it halal. Ameen. So we are and all other things I'm going to keep in mind, inshallah, is that we are going to Umrah as a family. I'm taking my wife and my kids. And so, obviously, I will not be doing business with 4 people. But I have experienced Saudi economy, which I think is fantastic as well. So we should be fine in doing that, inshallah. Alhamdulillah, salatu wassalam ala rasulullah. I want to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all these blessings. I want to thank the HT family for supporting our channel. As always, we encourage what is good and we stand up against injustice and oppression. We are with our brothers and sisters, even as high as 10,000 feet in the air, or however, we are with them and we support them and we remember in our dua. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given all things the same way He answered the dua of Yunus alayhi salam in the depths of the ocean. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can answer dua as high in the sky, no matter how high in the sky we are. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to free our brothers in Al-Aqsa, in Gaza, in Palestine, in Syria, in Lebanon, in Yemen, in Iraq, in Pakistan, in India. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help our brothers and sisters in India and protect them from an imminent genocide. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help our brothers and sisters, our Rohingya brothers and sisters, our Uyghur brothers and sisters, our brothers and sisters in Nigeria, in Kenya, in Somalia, in Libya, in Tunisia, in Morocco, in Bangladesh, in Malaysia, in Indonesia, in Pakistan, in Singapore, in Korea, in Australia, in America, in South America, in America, in all of North America and South America, in Europe, in Asia, in Australia, in Africa, and everywhere where Allah and His Messenger are raised and praised. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be a benefit to all of humanity based on the sunnah of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And with that, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be to you.